Hey y'all, today I'm going to be reviewing something that in a million years I never thought I would be reviewing from a backpacking gear company, and that is a face mask. Welcome to the world of the coronavirus pandemic, right? So these are made by Hyperlite Mountain Gear, and if you're not familiar with this company, they have an excellent reputation in the industry for both excellent craftsmanship as well as thoughtful design with their products. And these masks are no exception. I was on the prowl once the CDC recommended the guidelines for everyone to wear a mask in public for something that I could reuse. Since I have a family of 5 people, I really wasn't into something disposable, number one, because I didn't want to continue to fill the landfills with, I can't imagine how many masks are finding their way into them these days. But I also wanted to find something affordable just because I knew that disposable ones would also add up with that many people, especially as the months drag on and we continue to wear these. So I really wanted something that I could throw in the wash when I got home, since the recommendation is to wash something after you wear it every single time. A mask like this, you don't want to wear it and then stick it in your purse or your pocket or wherever. You definitely want to sterilize it in some way and start with a fresh one each time. Otherwise, you risk or run the risk of inoculating yourself if you've contaminated it with the virus by touching it and then you put it back on. You know, it's a great way to give yourself coronavirus or any virus for that matter. But these are made from a micro polyester, so it's a really tight weave. If I hold it up to the window in front of me, I can't see a thing through it. It's completely opaque, and I really like that. But yet, because it's polyester, I know it's going to wick moisture, so condensation that's going to inevitably build up over time just from my breath is going to be, wicked as well as possible. It's certainly not going to be 100%, and I've worn this now in my house today for a while, and I could feel, just a little bit building up, but it certainly wasn't unmanageable. And as long as you're not wearing it for, 8 hours at a time, which nobody wants to wear any mask for 8 hours at a time, it should be fine. In comparison, just a mask that my husband's company sent them, which was very nice of them to do, but it's just made from a thin jersey knit type of fabric, and I can hold it up to the window and not only see the trees, but I can actually see the branches of the trees. So it's certainly a very loose weave, which was great for breathability when I wore it to the store, but this thing is just so flimsy and loosey-goosey that every time I smiled at somebody as I've just made eye contact, it would ride up on my face and I'd have to push it back down. So I'm touching it and not doing what I should do. So something like this just really isn't that effective. But I like this one because it does mold to your face in a couple of different ways that I'll show you. First, it has some type of a stabilizer inside of it, and this is like a surgery mask. When I wear a mask in surgery to do surgery on animals, since I'm a veterinarian, this is what our masks have right here at the bridge of our nose to mold it. And you just stick it behind your ears with this elastic and then just adjust it to however you want. But it's nice to mold it right there along your cheekbones and your nose. And then it also has this little elastic at the bottom to snug it up to your face a bit better. And then the side seams snug to your face as well. It's certainly, you can pull them out, and depending on the shape of your face, that probably varies, but it's not so restrictive that I'm feeling suffocated, but it's tight enough that I feel like it makes a decent seal around my face. So I like it for all those reasons. Another reason I like it is because I can wash it. They actually come with directions on how to wash them. You just stick them in the washing machine or hand wash them, either way, and you can dry them as well. They do recommend a powdered detergent, no fabric softeners, and then to put it in maybe like a mesh bag or something just to keep the elastic secure and not getting wound up around a towel or something and damaging it. They do come 5 to a pack. They're $20 for the 5 of them. With shipping and tax and all that, it worked out to be about $25 for me. So $5 a mask, I thought was a pretty darn good deal personally, especially if they stand the test of time, which I think they will. And they, I don't think they're going to run any sales or anything like that on them that I can tell you in a coupon code or whatnot to look for. I think you're just going to have to suck it up and pay full price. But I think they're very affordable personally for what they are. I'd say the only downside to them, or a couple of downsides. One is that it took a while to get them. It took about 12 days for mine to come from the time I ordered to the time they showed up. And I did actually reach out to them while I was waiting because I was scared they were lost in the mail. It was taking so long. And they said that they just had an overwhelming response to offering them, and they are following all the CDC recommended guidelines as far as safe practices, and so it's slowed down their process. But every day he said that they're getting more efficient and getting better systems in place to pump them out a little bit faster. So for what that's worth, don't expect it to be like a 2-day Prime delivery. You're not ordering on Amazon anyway, but it's not that quick. So that's one negative. The only other negative that I have found so far, and this is not my own personal experience, but someone I know who he says his head circumference is just bigger, and it was very uncomfortable when he put it on when they were behind his ears, this elastic. One way I think that you could probably mitigate that is if you took some elastic, repurposed it out of a piece of clothing or something at home, if you don't already have elastic from, a sewing hobby or whatnot, and make a little lark's head knot on the loop of this elastic to continue another piece, another loop of elastic. And if you don't know what a lark's head is, just Google it, or I'll try to remember to leave a link in the description below. You've done a lark's head, you just don't know it if you're not familiar with it. It's not a complicated knot at all. I don't even know if it really qualifies as a knot, but anyway, that would be, I think, an easy way to add a little length onto this. But that's it. They're pretty simple, but very thoughtful as far as the design. I'm very impressed. And I think we should all do our part going forward to wear these things out in public, because we want to protect others against the coronavirus if we're an asymptomatic carrier. That's the main purpose of these guys. And the more quickly we're willing to do all these things and to really squash this virus and suppress it, the quicker we are to get back into our public lands, our national parks, all those things that we are all really suffering withdrawals from right now. And I fear that as some of these guidelines and restrictions loosen, it's just an even more imperative to wear something like this in public, because people are going to let their guards down inevitably and feel this false sense of security, since we kind of rode this downhill slope for a while. But I'm really worried that if we don't do things like this, we're going to jump right back up to where we were. But let's all do our part and get out there as quickly as we can. Y'all leave comments or questions below if you have any, and happy trails.